Hello, welcome back. Today we are doing a Halloween look inspired by a face chart I saw. I'm going to link it down in the description for anyone that wants to check it out. So we're starting out by just blocking out my brows using a good old purple glue stick, and I'm really getting in there. My brow hairs do not like to cooperate, so not entirely sure why I look so angry in this frame. I think maybe that's my concentration face. So I'm using this comb tool just to comb through them and get them as flat as I can to my forehead. And then I'm going to use the other side with the brush, and same thing, just brushing them up, trying to really stick them down. Now we're waiting for them to dry. And I'm going to go in with some e.l.f. translucent powder and just press that in with a powder puff. Really pressing pretty good to make sure that they're like really stuck down. Also, don't mind my singing throughout this whole thing. I'm listening to music while I'm doing my makeup. And there's the reveal. For some reason, it didn't record me putting this color corrector on my brows. So just going to go in and set them again really quick with a setting powder. Alrighty, and moving on to foundation, I'm using the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. My shade is Patagonia. And I'm kind of going heavy-handed with it a little bit. I wanted this look to be very seamless as it can be. Granted, I have texture, so can't be perfect, but I wanted to get kind of close. And then I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy, and I'm going to go over those brows to just finish kind of concealing them into the rest of my skin tone. And you can see once I blend it out, they're not perfect, they're not completely gone, but you'll see later in the look we're actually going to be covering them mostly, so I'm not super concerned about it. I just need them to be flat. And then I'm going to use my Tarte C concealer to do the highlighting on my face. Highlighting all of the usual areas: forehead, nose, chin. And then I'm blending that out with a concealer brush from Morphe. Thought you guys might appreciate some of the super cute faces that I make while I blend out my concealer. I was completely unaware that I make any of these faces until I started filming videos. Now I wish I hadn't seen it. Okay, now we are setting with the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom powder. I love this powder. It is the most blurring powder I think I've ever owned in my life. I use it constantly. Um, Anytime I need like a brightening, perfecting powder, that's instantly what I reach for. It's amazing. So I'm just working that in under my eyes. And then I'm going in and I'm setting the rest of my face with that as well, because I want to be a little pale. So I'm not concerned about the brightening effect on the rest of my face. That's kind of what I'm going for. And here's me apologizing for using my Lorac Pro 2 palette again. It just has the shades that I need for Halloween looks. Anyway, I'm going in with the cool gray shade. It's really just like a kind of purpley taupish gray. It's really, really nice for contouring for Halloween looks. My only recommendation for something kind of close to this would be the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette. That palette has a lot of similar tones in it. I just don't own it at the moment, so. And I'm going in and contouring all the regular places, um, forehead, the temple area to give myself a little more shape since I do have a moon face. And then I'm also contouring my collarbones here. Not that you can really see it on camera, but I felt the need to do it. And of course, contouring my nose. And I'm dragging that up into kind of like above where my brow bone is to kind of lift that area and pinch it in a little bit. And now I'm going in with this new eyeliner. It's I believe it's a Rimmel, but I'll fix it in the comments or in the description if it's wrong. Anyway, it's the Skinny Precise eyeliner. It's amazing. I bought it specifically for this look because I see Alexandra Anelli use it all the time and she raves about it, so I had to try it. And it honestly, I understand why she loves it so much. It is possibly the creamiest eyeliner I've ever used. And for a drugstore brand, I think I paid like $9 for it. I was blown away. So here I'm just shaping out the kind of like clown-esque eye shape. Um, Kind of following along what the face chart that I was using as inspiration has. And like I said, that face chart will be linked in the description. And then I'm taking a brush and I'm blending that black inward toward the center of my lid. I actually end up covering this whole thing with black afterward, but initially I thought I wanted more color. And here I am just using that same eyeliner to line my upper lash line. And then I'm also lining my lower lash line, and I'm going to be extending my inner corner a little bit. Alrighty, so if you caught it there is some purple on my eyelids already. I started blending out with that purple from the Melt Cosmetics palette that I have right there. Before I turned my camera back on, I was a little in the zone today, as you can see, because my mirror is just straight up in the camera. I clearly was too in the zone to be paying attention to my filming etiquette because there's a lot of disrupted views in this video, and I apologize. I was just in my creative space and I wasn't really paying attention. So I'm just packing that purple on right now. Um, Again, like I said, I go over this with black later, but initially I thought I wanted to use the purple. And then I'm grabbing that maroon shade from the Morphe Vava Bloom palette, and I'm using that to really blow out that upper transition area because I wanted it super blown out and dramatic. And I'm going to spend about 5 years of my life blending before deciding to cover my entire lid with black. So I'm using the black from that Lorac Pro 2 palette, and I'm just packing it kind of in like a dramatic wing shape. I didn't want to cover up all of the blending that I did with that purple, but I felt like it needed to be a little darker, a little more intense. And then I'm using that same eyeliner, and I'm just going to tightline my lower and upper waterline. And this eyeliner is amazing for that. It's super skinny and really easy to get in those like crevices. And then I'm using this NYX white eyeliner to fill in that inner corner that we created. I decided when I was done with the look that I wasn't a huge fan of this part, but I was following the face chart, so. And then I'm just taking that same purple from the Melt Cosmetics palette, and I'm using that to smoke out the lower lash line. And then I'm grabbing a red felt tip liner from ColourPop, and I'm using that to do the veining. So the face chart that I used for inspiration has a ton of veining on it, which is honestly the reason that I wanted to try to emulate it or draw inspiration from it, because I thought it was super, super cool. So I'm just going in with this red liquid liner and doing some veining, going up from my eyelid, kind of onto the forehead. And then I'm also going to take it underneath my eyes as well. You can see I struggled. I took so long to do that. And then I had to go back and do it with the black as well. So here I'm just going in with a black felt tip liner and doing the same thing, making tiny little veins all over my forehead area and then under my eyes as well. And this took about 10,000 years. I was so over it by the time I was done with these veins. So now I'm grabbing that black shadow again, and I decided that I needed a little bit more of a transition between my eyelid and my smoked out purple brow bone. So I'm just going in and smoking that out a little bit more. And then I'm using these lashes from Loud Lashes. They're a small Canadian company. They actually reached out to me for an affiliate code. So that is going to be linked in the description as well if you want to try any of their lashes. And here I'm using a white shimmer to go on top of that fake inner corner. Again, I decided when I was done that I didn't really love the white, so I kind of wish I hadn't done that. And then here I'm using the NYX Smooth Whip in Velvet Robe, I think is the shade. And I'm putting that on my lips initially, and then I'm taking this black shadow and I'm kind of tapping it on top to make it a little bit deeper. And then I'm actually going to smoke out the lip line. That's how it is on the face chart that I was drawing inspiration from, so I really wanted to try it. And I was on the fence about it for like a majority of the time that I was doing it because I looked kind of ridiculous there for a minute. But we trusted the process and we got there. So here I am just tapping it out, and then you'll see in a second I'm going to kind of smoke out the very edges. Okay, so I know I look crazy, but here I'm taking some of that NARS foundation and I'm cleaning up the edges to give it more of a shape, because when I was smoking it out, it got very, very muddy very quickly. So I'm just going in and cleaning it up. And then I'm using that red felt tip liner and making those little veins coming out from the sides of the mouth. On the face chart, it has them going all the way up, kind of in like a Pennywise kind of shape. But I was trying to draw inspiration from, not completely recreate. I didn't want to just steal someone's work. So drawing inspiration, but not fully copying. So I just decided to do some veining out from the corners of the mouth. And then I'm taking this Juvia's Place Oasis lip gloss, and I'm going on just the center of my lip. And here's the finished product. Let me know what you think down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Have a great Halloween!